divorce was out of a 17-year relationship, 15 years of marriage, 2 children. So I know the world of it. I know the stress. I know the pressure. I know the uncertainty. I know the 1 foot in, 1 foot out for yourself. Even though you know what you want to, it's clear we're masculine. Hey, let's put in the work here and get this, and that doesn't always, because it takes two parties. That's not always easy. That's not always simple. I know where you are. I've been there myself. I know what it takes to go through that. You're being left holding and leading everything, and those two things are also pulling in two directions, and that is its own mental challenge. That's a lot of times when we have things incomplete is because we don't know if it's right or left. We don't know if it's going to happen or not going to happen. And keep in the back of your mind as you go through this process, and I'm here to support you on this journey, is that we want to make sure that it is united no matter what, because otherwise you will add compounded pressure to yourself to be experiencing, well, I'm working here, putting in the effort, we're making progress, and these are the things I'm doing to hold us together. And at the same time, you're strategizing how to pull it apart, how to dismantle it, how to set up the separation, how to take care of all those next steps in that direction. And for your heart, for your mind, for your spirit, everything that you're processing that's been invested in, those are some dire circumstances for a human being to navigate, and you would be actively pulling yourself in both directions, which will not work. So it's going to be important that we take these actions, conversations, and steps because I'm leading it, and this is what I need to be able to provide. That I need your partnership to show up this way, we do it this way, and follow this. And for you, you have to have your boundaries that no, we're not going to proceed, we're not going to go in two directions, we're not going to go this way and that way. I need us, unity for everything. Unity for you two together, whatever direction you're going. Unity for yourself, you being on the same page, because you're going to need to bring your best self, your fullest self, to lead in whatever direction the two of you go. And that's going to alleviate what you're feeling right now, the added stress of pulling yourself apart, not just the separation potential with your partner, but if you're first internally pulling yourself apart, who you're bringing to the table is not even fully going to be you. Your heart, you're going to be going through the struggles of the heart as you consider separation, while at the same time you're trying to put in the effort to be together. And that's exactly what's showing up when you're experiencing resentment, when you're experiencing it not being received after you're putting in the work and effort. So it's all just this convoluted, compounded mix. You're giving her the choices where she's going to need to choose to follow you. And you're letting her know, hey, this is what it looks like if we go right. This is what it looks like if we go left. What I'm going to need from you, whatever direction we do, this is the first thing. You can write it down. The first thing you're going to need to do, unity. Get you two on the same page. So if she can articulate the things that do not work for her and she can lay them out, then you can lay out, okay, this is a timeline. This is what I'm going to work on. And in 3 months, 6 months. So this is what I can promise to bring to the table and work on, and this is what you can expect to see in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months. The fact that you're having these conversations, the fact that you're laying out the things that you're working on in yourself, and she can see and commend those things, that shows growth, progress, and action. You're showing improvement. Be clear that for whatever direction your relationship goes, you are willing to lead it. You are willing to do the work. You are willing to allow her to sit back and choose to follow you. Now, if she doesn't like it, by all means, she can come up with her own plan. Let her know that you are willing to take the brunt of the work and create a roadmap for whatever direction. All you're requesting, first and foremost, is unity. This is why you have to have a completion conversation. These are setting the terms, the ground rules. We're sitting down to a brand new negotiation. This is a new acquisition. We're about to buy into a new business in this partnership. This is a new entity. If we're going to give this a shot, this is what it looks like. So in order to do that, first let's clear out all the debris. Let's tear down the old walls. Let's get clear what hasn't worked and all that. And if you've done that work, good. The part about the clearing, so that you're building from nothing, because there's no room for so many years I've tried this, or I've got resentment from this, or you haven't done this all this time and now it's hard. No. You're showing up and doing the work now. And what your demand is I need a partner here willing to receive it, willing to prioritize, put it first, take the time. If it's got to be at 10 in the morning, that's when we connect. If it's got to be at 10 at night, that's when we connect. If it's got to be a lunch break, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever the case is, but she's agreeing to come and put the work in along with you. If it's going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, cool. That's when it's on the calendar. If it's Tuesday and Thursday, cool. If it's Saturday night, date night every week, whatever the case is, you're coming together to make it happen with both the effort. If she's not willing to do that, the good part is that does make it clear this cannot work. Even if it's not happy and loving, you two are going to need to be here, holding hands together, both bringing 50%. Because sometimes that's even going to be, to your point, 90-10. You're giving more and she's giving less. Sometimes it's going to be 10-90. She's giving more and you're giving less. Whatever the case is, because you're both human, the commitment together to build, fix, and repair something is going to take both of you. And as the leader who's setting up a roadmap, here's time for your love language to be satisfied. If you're hearing you're not performing, you're not doing good, this isn't working, you're not clear that you don't want to do anything for it, but then when I put in the effort, it's all on me. And you want me to plan in the other direction. No. That's not how this is going to work. One direction unified together. If we're not going to work, got it. I respect it. We're not going to work. Let's go in that direction. Now I'll lay out an agenda because I can mentally get myself clear. This is over. This is done. I can repair and heal what I need to repair and heal. And I can guide us through the steps that we need to do to go in that direction. But if we're still going to make this happen, if we're going to give it our best, put forth our best foot before we walk away, we're doing this together. We're doing this 100%, and we have to be committed to that. And asking her, again, it's always a choice. Is that something you're willing to do? Being clear, all right, I've got a plan. I've got a roadmap. First thing we got to do is go in one direction. In order to do that, we need to be unified as one team. And if we're going to do that, we have to perform like one team. You need to be clear and in communication to give me the data I need to step up. I need some key performance indicators that I can show up and deliver or not. If I don't deliver, clear, you're not satisfied. I'm not satisfied, we go the other direction. If I can show up and deliver what you need, great. If you can't articulate what you need, you're going to need to do the work over there. You're going to need to communicate as an adult. What does she need to do to come into your sandbox, to get onto your train, to play the game with you of this relationship, this marriage, this household, whatever it's going to look like? What you're doing is reinstilling what was missing from the beginning, I assert. I don't know the past. We all go through growth, evolution, ages of maturity. And when you first came to the relationship, and maybe it's something that just fell out of touch, there needs to be boundaries for feminine to fall into. That there's a point where you walk away. There's a point in this where you're going to be at your wit's end. You're going to be driving yourself crazy. You're going to be putting in all this work and effort. And if nothing changes on her end, you're just going to have to say, I'm done. That's the first question. Can we do this together? Because I've got a roadmap for us to go to separation, divorce. I've got a roadmap for us to make this work. It's very simple. Do we stay in the relationship, or do we need to start to dismantle and set the family up for what it's going to look like in the future? But we can't play both sides. We have to be clear. If we're going to make it work, we've got to let go of everything. And if we need to say it all, get it all out, let's do that right here and now, so that you and I are promising inside of a new agreement tonight, today, in this conversation. I'm going to give my all, you're going to give your all, and let's give this thing. Let's date each other. What is our relationship like when we communicate? What is our relationship like when we're giving each other our love languages and serving what it is that's needed and missing? Can we make this work and keep going? If we're not willing to do that, fine, we go the other direction. That's the foot down conversation. Hey, I got this roadmap back here. It's in my pocket. I'm not going to keep getting pushed and rolled down the road with confusion, back and forth, a fork in the road, if I'm not even clear if you're in this with me. If she's got a plan for that, great. If it doesn't make any sense to you, if you're not aligned with it, don't go along with it. Take that off the table. If in 3 months we're clear that this doesn't work, then maybe we can revisit. Okay, maybe some space could give us the thing. If you're just feeling unhappy and want to get away, then let's be clear right here and now. Do you want to get away because this is not working? Because when you go down that direction, that is the first step in the other direction. If we've got a unified direction, that's fine. But now you've got to tell the kids. Now you've got to set up financially. Now you're starting to separate your lives. You're going to need to be more independent, even if you're still married, to create a separated lifestyle. If that's the clear choice, good. Now we don't have to bother with all this other stuff. Leadership is going to be expressed inside of your confidence. the willingness to walk away, which is what she needs. Feminine is following a solid lead. She's in this place. You guys have created this relationship. She's gotten to a place where she's unhappy, not satisfied, whatever the case may be. Completely valid. And what she's looking for is clear leadership that she's happy to follow. So when you show up with that and show it's a demand, you're giving her the clear choices along the way. Oh, you don't want to do this? Great. Then we can go towards that. You think separation is the best thing? I see all kinds of challenges. I'm not willing to do that. That makes no sense to me. And telling her, it's not that you're being mean. You're just not here to make her happy. You're not here to appease her. When she says, oh, you should know, you should, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not just going to take anything you throw at me. I'm leading it here. So without this data, I can't do anything. Without partnership, I can't do anything. If you want to stack on separation, pressure of two households, telling our kids this and that, and telling me it's going to make our relationship work, that's BS. And being able to call it how you see it. When you're mature, grounded, it's not name calling, it's not finger pointing. There's nothing about it but being yourself and leading the way. And when she can trust in that, she can choose to work this out with you or choose not to.